How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with yet another review. A little bit of little bitty hop jams today with Treehouse Brewing's Lights On. Yeah, I've had this before. I don't believe I reviewed it before. But yeah, kind of hot outside. Busted my ass. Kind of working today. A little bit sweaty, a little bit humid. A little 5.3% crusher. Hopefully does me proper. This comes courtesy of Steve. Thank you very much, brother. He sent me off a nice 6-pack of beers, half mystery beers, half Treehouse Jam. So excited to dive into it, brother. What's going on with this? Lights On. American Pale Ale. 5.3% alcohol by volume. Charlton beer. We are excited that you are holding Treehouse Brewing's Company Pale Ale. Lights On. Lights On exhibits quintessential Treehouse character in a light package with notes of peach and mango, papaya, and citrus. It's a true joy to drink. Modern take on a classic Pale Ale. Let's see. This is about 2-3 weeks old. It says, "You are the song that the morning brings." I'm sure that comes from some kind of poetry or a song or something like that. And label-wise, it's a little cabin with the lights on. Who would have thunk it? Yeah, typical Treehouse art. Probably one of my more favorite cans art-wise from these guys. Just something about it just kind of really does it for me. I like this one. I like Old Man and Perpetuity series, which is really fucking does me proper. So, let's see what she's got. Give this a pour. Nice little hit on that sucker. Stop before she gets out of control because I pour awesomely. Yeah, it's a fact. We have 3 fingers. Actually, I gave it a pretty decent pour. I wasn't really trying to pour it too craptastically, but it ended up generating that gigantic hit on 3 fingers, infinite cream, and super tight back bubbles. She's got that nice, rich, soft haze on her. Definitely looks a bit beefier, a bit chunkier, a bit more thick with 2 C's than a 5.3% pale, but yeah, has that haze for days, baby. See if we get a nose on her. Oh, yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. Super, like, stone fruity, tropical fruity. There's definitely a citrus vibe in there. Comes off more Sunny D than anything else. Not like an OG kind of like a bittering kind of citrus. But yeah, it's like a fruit medley on that stone fruit, star fruit, tropical fruit kind of end of things. There's a soft green to it. It's not too sharp. It's not too like biting. It's not too aggressive. But it's soft, powdery, like almost keefy kind of greenness. But it's nice, big, impactful. There's a bitterness there. There's a sweetness there. The fruit's showing very prettily. Sweet, but not confectionery and not like synthetic. Smells gigantic. Way bigger than 5.3%. Let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah, that's super impactful stuff, especially for its lower ABV. It's got a nice mouthfeel to it. Nothing too, like, super dense, super thick, as in 2 C's again. But I think that's a good thing. Even it has a nice mouthfeel. It is impactful flavor-wise. You're getting that nice bitterness to it. It still comes off as kind of more of a generic kind of green, a little bit fluffy, a little bit creamy, kind of that powdered thing I was talking about, a bit more biting on the tongue than you expect based off of the nose. Then you get to the fruit portion of the show, definitely less sweet than you'd expect based off of the nose, but you're still getting it there. It's a bit more real, it's a bit more refined, not artificially sweetened. It doesn't have those kind of Sunny D vibes or that kind of bit of a sweeter component, over ripenness to it. It's a little bit more fresher fruitiness. And like I said, it's definitely in that kind of peach, star fruit, stone fruit, kiwi kind of thing going on. A little bit of soft citrus, but not in a crazy way. Yeah, every sip I take, it leans a little bit more towards that tropical fruit end of things. Start throwing in the bits and pieces, kind of like this hand or the papaya mango kind of thing. You're starting to get more of that. Each sip you take, and that kind of peach kind of like takes a second. Kind of fiddle to those flavors, and that bitterness. Each sip gets a little bit drier, a little bit more punchy, but it doesn't get too far and away. The combination of how that sweetness isn't too big, the way the mouth feels nice but not too thick, and the way that kind of bitterness doesn't get too heavy-handed, but it's still there, kind of lends itself to almost being a sessionable beer. One of the more impactful ones. I mean, it's above 5%, so it doesn't fall in line with the typical kind of session beer, but yeah, tasty, delicious. Yeah, not too craptastic of stuff. to be perfectly honest with you. It's probably one of the better kind of lower ABV beers that I've had in a while from Treehouse. I can't remember a bunch I've had. I've always been a big fan of, what's the one I'm thinking of? The little tiny one that everybody kind of poops on. It's not Eureka. Is it Eureka? I don't remember. Anyway, yeah, it's one of the more tastier, smaller ABV beers in general. Let's get to that whole point. Is it one of the better small ABV beers that I've had as of late? I just said it is. Value availability, it's Treehouse. Their pricing is usually not too crazy. Brewery only. And leave you with, if you like what, will you like this? If you just like high, impactful, Haysbro, hop thoughty kind of beers, and you want them in a really kind of taut and tidy package that you can drink a couple of. This is, like I said, it's a bit above where you'd find a typical kind of session beer, but at the same time, it has no kind of vibes going for it. So super impactful, super drinkable. What's not to love? I mean, it gives you the bitterness. It gives you that nice sweetness. And it just, yeah, comes out blazing, man. This is a drinker. This is when you want to bring like a, half a case to a party and just have everybody go at it. That would be a pretty damn good party, to be perfectly honest with you. So there you go. Another review in the books. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive if you want to check me out doing the whole podcasting stuff. We've interviewed people from Treehouse before. You can go check that out. And thank you very much, Steve, for tossing this my way. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a beautiful little Treehouse beer right now. Hopefully see you next time. Cheers.